Joining me right now is Fox News legal analyst Lis Wiehl on set. Lis, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Is there culpability here for Disney?
Absolutely. I mean, you look at that. The hotel right next door had the sign up. Why didn't this hotel have that? Also, why was there a sign that said no swimming, and yet this child was wading? I mean, a toddler, look, I've got 2 children. I know that toddlers can't go swimming, yet they can go wading. So why was this little toddler allowed to go wading? Clearly, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And as soon as these parents, well, I can't even say recover, because they're not going to be able to recover, but you know that they're going to be lawyers, civil lawyers that are going to be swarming over them and, you know, pleading with them to file wrongful death suits and civil suits, and they're going to be in the millions of dollars.
I would guess that Disney would try to quickly take care of this and settle this, and reach out to the family. Right. One thing that struck me,
he has already reached out to the family, right?
Right. I mean, he reached out, but I meant have the company lawyers talk to the family's attorneys, assuming that they have counsel. But I want to
yes, to your point, but any good civil plaintiff lawyer is going to be right there saying, don't settle too fast.
Right. Sure. I want to point out this is a beach. It is a well-groomed white sand beach that runs right up to the water's edge. And it certainly, if you're standing there, it invites you to put your feet in the water.
Correct.
And it says don't swim, but again, if there had been some sort of even a rock walkway or a barrier between the sand beach and the water, then it would be a little more obvious that you're not supposed to go in the water. Yeah. But again, you can see in these pictures, it runs right up to the water's edge, which it suggests something different.
And this is a time, apparently, of the day when the locals apparently knew that that's when the alligators are out there.
At night, when it's darker.
Exactly.
James.
Yeah, well, I think clearly Disney is going to write a big check. In their defense, it's been more than 50 years since they had an attack anywhere in their facility. But one thing I question is they've been dealing with this, and the term they use is nuisance alligators. So I think maybe they're going to start looking at local wildlife in a different way after this. And, you know, I don't know if environmental concerns came into this, but you would think you'd want to be a little more aggressive given the threat.
Right. They have a wildlife team there, but there was a child that was bit in the campground 30 years ago. A kid, an 8-year-old from New Hampshire, who was bit by an alligator and saved by his older sister. So it's a known risk, although a slight one, a known risk.
Yeah. And the word you use, though, Dagan, is known. This couple was from Nebraska.
They're watching.
No, I meant known risk to the company, not necessarily the family.
Not to folks from Nebraska.
Yeah.
No, I meant the company.
Let me move on to the terrorism and the wife of the terrorist now, of course, who murdered 49 people at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. She's being investigated for possible connections to the shooting. Officials are saying that she may have known about her husband's plan well before he executed the attack earlier this week. Federal investigators are reportedly convening a grand jury to look into possible charges. Lis, what about her culpability in all of this? We know from reports that she actually traveled with him to buy bullets, apparently cased a Disney facility as well as the Pulse nightclub?
Well, the word you use there is very important, is cased. That implies that she not only knew, but that she, well, the implication is that she knew about it and that she was part of the going and casing, and that she wasn't just there as a lark, she wasn't just there having a fun time at the Pulse, but that she knew about it, that she was part of it, and that's the important part, because if she was a co-conspirator, that she took a step in planning the attack. If so, then she's going to be charged, and when I charge these cases as a conspirator, you go in that circle. If you take one step in that circle, then you're part of the entire thing. You're as culpable as if you were in the Pulse and you were shooting all those 49 people. You're a co-conspirator. You just have to take one step. If she drove him knowingly to the Pulse, if she was part of that conspiracy, then you're in the whole thing. Yeah. If you're just there going, you know, just drove to, you had no idea what you were driving them there for.
Yeah, but Pete, she said she knew, apparently lawmakers, the FBI, said that she knew what he was planning.
Well, and you don't normally drop your husband off in the middle of the night at a gay nightclub. There's a lot of red flags here.
Look,
At what point, though, are you able to, what could her defense conceivably be? I mean, the previous wife was beaten. Is that what it could be?
Honestly, as a prosecutor, if I'm doing this case, I don't give a flying, you know what, about what the defense is going to say. I want to get this woman. I want to charge her. I want to prosecute her. I'm not caring about what the defense is going to say down the road, because what I want as a prosecutor is I want to find out what she knows, when she knew it, and anything about who she knows and who else is out there who's possibly planning anything else down the road.
That's right. She's the one that can tell you about other people that could be implicated or would be involved.
That's what I care about. I'm not worrying about what any defense lawyer is going to be saying out there down the road.
James, your thoughts?
Well, I can see that defense coming as well. I mean, it seems like she's got a lot of media reports now of the previous wife being beat up every day, and we can look forward to a months-long.
Speaking of social media, okay, so Senator Ron Johnson writes a letter to Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg requesting his assistance in this investigation. Johnson wants Facebook to release information about the terrorist use of the social media site before and reportedly during the attack. He was actually posting while he was doing this massacre, Lis.
I think, well, normally Facebook doesn't have to turn this kind of thing over, because normally Facebook would say, look, we're just the provider of content. We don't have to pull this over. This, though, is now an ongoing criminal investigation. I think in this case, they have a, you know, if not legal obligation, they have a moral obligation. But this will be a court. This will be a court. Long battle.
This out, but also LaRossi Abala, who would kill that police officer in France, and his partner was basically broadcasting live from within the couple's home with the 3-year-old child still behind him. I think this just shines a light on Facebook to the point of, like, they need to step up and cooperate with law enforcement more aggressively, or regulators are going to crack down on them. I mean, I think it's a choice.
Why would they not? Is there a reason why, after the fact, they wouldn't reveal what the postings were? And
could they say this is privacy? I mean, could they hide behind the privacy?
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a court battle. Well, what we say they should do and they will do is going to be something that's going to be litigated.
No, they talk about how much they do to take down terrorist sites, to take down postings, but I think the pressure now is going to be on encouraging them to think of themselves as really
citizens
at war with the rest of us, with Islamic State. And you'd like to see them playing some offense, even.
Well, that assumes they're on the home team on every front. I mean, it's not. I'm just saying they like to play themselves agnostic, citizens of the world. Well, why are we going to acknowledge that Americans have special
Mark
access?
Zuckerberg stupidly did the wrong thing after the San Bernardino terrorist attacks, because
we've got your back.
He posted the message to the Muslim community of you're accepted here, we don't want you alienated, but didn't say word one to the victims of San Bernardino or the families of those victims.
He said, we got your back. We're going to watch the privacy here. By the way, the father of an American woman who was killed in the November Paris terrorist attack is now suing media titans Google, Facebook, and Twitter, claiming that the companies provided material support to extremists in violation of the law. So there's that as well. Thank you.